are you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing good. It's been a minute. Thanks for tuning back in. Had a lot going on since I was in Alaska or so for a week or so. I can't even think of how long that's been. Two or 3 weeks. I had big plans to come back and make a video right away, but got back. My wife's car died, which was inconvenient to say the least. So I'm shopping for used cars, and probably the worst time ever to buy used cars, but that's okay. And then my son's baseball has started back up, and I once again find myself in the coach's position. A little more assistant coach, like last time I was head coach. So assistant coaching this year, but still been a lot of fun. But busy, but good stuff at casino. Been busy at casino as well. We did a video about my trip to Alaska, at casino, but I thought I'd chat about it a little bit here, maybe go a little bit more into detail about some of the things. If you guys find that interesting, there you go. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. I think I said on the channel there, I ended up going to Alaska because my buddy Robby Cummings called and asked if I wanted to go play guitar for him there. If you know who Robby Cummings is, he's a sort of like a Christian gospel songwriter, amazing dude, super talented, super humble and kind, crazy good voice, great guitar playing, really, really great songwriting. Got to play with him at the Ryman Auditorium a couple years ago. It was during COVID, so it was a live stream thing, but that was pretty awesome. I'll put a link to that in the description. So if you want to check out Robby and you never have before, you can check out his music and find his channel. But anyways, Robby, asked me a while ago if I wanted to go play in Alaska, and I said absolutely. When he asked, I kind of thought that we'd be playing like Anchorage or some maybe the bigger cities / towns. I found out a few weeks before we actually went that we were going way out, to these little villages, with no asphalt, no roads, no nothing. Flying these little bush planes. And we went to a new village every single day. So like I left North Carolina, flew out of Charlotte on a Saturday to Anchorage. No, that's not true. On a Sunday to Anchorage. The next morning, went to a little town called Palmer, got in the airport, flew to the first village. Then I was back in Anchorage the next Saturday, and then sort of flying back, got back to Charlotte that following Sunday. So it was going exactly a week from Sunday to Sunday. But anyways, like I said, it was way out. These little villages were ranging from like 350 people to maybe 900 at the most. It was with an organization called Carry the Cure. Bill, who's now I'd consider a good friend of mine. He runs that. His name's Bill Pagarin. Native Alaskan, pretty awesome dude, pretty amazing story. Check out Carry the Cure if you get a chance. It's a Christian organization, but it very much is sort of based in suicide prevention. There's a ton apparently of suicide and suicide attempts in a lot of the small villages, the places we were at. I think Bill's been to something like 143, and he has a program that he does, where he would go into the schools during the day, and it's just sort of like a motivational thing, an anti-suicide message. The kids there's like a commitment to life thing that the kids can repeat at the end. And then, we're playing some music. We've got a full PA set up, full band, bass, drums, guitar, vocals, obviously. A lot of volunteers with us who either, have maybe had a rough past, have attempted suicide themselves, maybe had a family member who's gone through that, or a spouse in some cases, or just not every single volunteer that was the case for, but definitely some of that. And then just folks who have a heart to sort of help, who want to, contribute to this cause. It was pretty powerful, man. So you do this sort of presentation. Bill's super charismatic, super awesome with the kids, just goes 100 miles a minute. I don't know how he has so much energy. He's also a world-class drummer, by the way. So he's playing drums, and a lot of it is set up around the drums. Drum solos, all these cool things. He takes all these trash cans and like household item things we'd get from the school, and have the kids come up and do a jam, and then he'd do like a drum solo thing with them. Pretty fantastic stuff. But anyways, very, very touching and I'd say powerful. A lot of kids moved, seeing kids in tears. Almost every school and every village we went to, there had been either a recent suicide or an attempt. I didn't realize it was such an issue there. So that was eye-opening for me, and it was great to sort of, great's the wrong word. It was good for me to see that, but to also see there are people who have a heart for that sort of thing, and are really working to, bring some attention to it and some awareness, and then help figure out some ways to prevent that, to keep that from being a problem. Because, a lot of it, man, is just, especially with those kids, showing them that someone cares, that there is some hope, that there are, maybe things beyond what they've seen so far in their lives, as far as, ways out of certain situations, or hope for tomorrow, or just people that care about them. So that was amazing to be a part of. And then, after we would do those school, whatever you call them, presentations, they'd only be, I don't know, hour and a half long. Then we would invite essentially the whole village to a free concert that night, which was pretty amazing. So the band was Robby. It was Robby's songs for the most part. And like I said, Bill's kind of running things, but he was playing drums. He has a band who plays for a band that's had some really big success in the Christian world. And also, those guys are all sort of First Nations, Native American, descent, and very much in that. They're called Broken Walls. Check them out too. So Broken Walls. A guy named Jonathan Miracle, who's pretty amazing, has done a lot with that, sort of like merging Native American culture, and then some gospel stuff, and it's just really cool. Robby, by the way, one of the ways we got to play the Ryman, I think one of the ways that Robby hooked up with the Broken Walls guys and with Bill, was he won a Native American Music Award a year or two ago for Song of the Year, and that's pretty cool stuff. That's all. Just trying to give you a picture of all the connections. And like I said, I play guitar a lot for Robby, so that's how I was connected to this thing. But anyways, met a lot of amazing kids, a lot of amazing adults. Most of the villages we were in were, it was Yupik, the Yupik Nation. That was the sort of tribe, and the land that we were in. So pretty awesome seeing the culture there. Super welcoming. Just amazing seeing the villages and how much like hunting and fishing are still part of that culture, for like, not because it's fun, because they, go out and kill a moose and that's what they eat. Pretty cool. But anyways, so super cool calls, super cool trip. I always love it when I can go, going to play is one thing, playing bars, honky tonks, clubs, theaters, wherever, it's a ton of fun. But there's always something really fulfilling about playing in a place where there's a underlying cause, where you really feel like you're able to play a little bit of music and shine a light in a place. And it could have been any guitar player really, and my contribution to that is so small, but it's an honor for me, and it's cool for me to get to do things like that. And when I go on trips like that, and I'm in, a village in the middle of nowhere in Alaska, and I think, man, the thing that got me here was playing the guitar. It always makes me really thankful and sort of a little introspective, and just look back at my life. You know what I mean? I being a musician, most of us, we don't make a ton of money. Do you know what I mean? I've been really fortunate and blessed to support my family, in a multitude of different ways, mostly playing the guitar, whether that's at a guitar shop or teaching, or just, a lot of big chunk of my life has been just playing. So man, that's not lost on me. and the fact that I get to see some of the things and have been some of the places I've been, all because I'm an okay guitar player. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, and I'm pretty thankful for that. And just talking to you guys, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. I wouldn't interact with the folks I get to interact with online, whether that's through Casino or this or Instagram or whatever. So, it just, not to get all hokey on you, but I don't know. I'm just really, really thankful for that. The trip made me really, really thankful for that. Like I said, met some fantastic people, have some fantastic new friends. Yeah, I'm just glad to be aware of that issue. I'm going to, support Bill and Carry the Cure every way I can going forward. And I hope it's not the last trip I make with them. So I think I have a hunch that I'll probably do some more things, whether that's in Alaska. And he does a lot of stuff in Alaska, but he branches out too. He's in other spots too. And they play other places. Some of it's Carry the Cure, some of it's not. So I'm glad to be, connected to that. But anyways, I had some questions when you guys were talking about, someone asked me, did I take a gig bag? I did. I took my Telecaster. I almost didn't take my Telecaster because, I was like, man, I'm going to be on these small planes. Should I take one of my really nice guitars? Well, I pretty much have pared down to where I only have nice guitars. So I have the Custom Shop Tele, Custom Shop Strat, my 335, and the acoustic that I play all the time. So those are my only options. So I almost borrowed a guitar from the shop, and I said, nah, screw it, taking the Custom Shop. So I did. I took it in my Gator Transit gig bag. So, didn't have much trouble flying. Let's see, on the small plane, I had to gate check it, where, they carry it out and kind of place it nicely under the plane, on the small plane from Charlotte to Atlanta, and the Atlanta to Anchorage. The way there, the lady was kind enough to put it in the coat closet for me. And on the way back, I crammed it in the overhead. So I did take a gig bag. I do think that's better most times flying than a hard case, because the hard case almost ensures that it's going under the plane, which is not a big deal if you gate check it, I suppose, but don't ever check it at the counter, because that's a horrible idea. But yeah, gig bag flying for me. That's the way to do it. I took a little small, I have like a Electro Harmonics, sort of a pedal board. It's like a pedal, it's like a cloth padded case. Then the bottom of it's Velcro, the top just zips off. I've had that thing for probably almost 20 years. And, I just threw a few pedals on that. I think I took the Tontuga FX Aegis. I took a Way Huge Aquapus. I took a Polytune. Some other little boost. I think it might have been the little mini Way Huge Overhead Special. Those are my drives, so I had a couple gain stages. I think I took a Dispatch Master to have another delay option and reverb. That might have been it. Yeah, a couple other drives, a couple delay/reverbs, and a tuner. Yeah, that was it. Powered it all in one spot. They had an amp for me there. They had a Fender Excelsior. Pretty cool little amp. And we lugged that thing around on little, I don't know, 10-seater planes, 12 including the pilots, every day. So every day we would, we'd get to the school. Well, we'd leave early, 7, 8 o'clock, fly to the village, unload all the gear, set it up in the gym at the school, play the show, or the program at the school, play the show that night, break everything down, pack it up, have it ready to go, get done maybe 11 or 12, at night, sleep for a while, in sleeping bags, usually in the school on the floor, no hotels in these places we're at. And then the next morning, a truck would come, we'd load it up, it'd take us out to the airstrip, we'd load the 2 planes, people in one, gear in the other, fly to the next village. Did that every day for 5 days. So pretty wild, I did have some moose spaghetti. which was pretty great. Oh yeah, just really good stuff. I really, like I said, was really touched. A lot of these villages apparently had not had visitors in years. I think that probably had been exacerbated by COVID. But live music, not really a thing. I mean, there's people, with some guitars or maybe like a violin or, a random acoustic instrument or so. But as far as like live music with like drums and bass, yeah, I don't think they have a ton of it. And in fact, in a few of these little villages, they said that no one had played music like that live since the 70s. So to be able to bring that to people and to see their reaction and their joy, again, not to get hokey, but man, it just reminds you of how much music means to people, and when you're around it, when you're inundated with it, especially with live music, it's easy to forget how powerful it is and just what how much joy it brings to people. And people being able to express themselves that way and experience that. So seeing people who have not experienced it, and some ever, especially some of the kids, and some folks, it's a distant memory. Seeing their reaction, how excited they are, it makes you excited to play music. It made me excited to play in all these places. And for me, when I play live, I've had the opportunity to play in some pretty big spots, pretty big stages in front of, thousands and thousands of people. Some of my life, I've played a bazillion gigs for 2,000 or 3,000 people, and then I can't even count how many times I've played for 100 people, and then we've all played the gigs for 0 people or 5 people or just the staff at a bar or a restaurant. And for me, the most fun is always not really related to the number of people. It's related to the sort of engagement, how much they're into it, how much they enjoy it, how much they interact. When you can see people being into it, when you're not background music and they're singing along, or they're just having some sort of visceral, visible emotion because of what's going on, and that makes for the best gigs to me. I've had some of the best gigs I've ever had are in little nowhere places with 10 people, but they were really into it or touched by it. These were all more than 10 people. These were all hundreds of people in these villages. But, essentially playing at a high school gym. But it doesn't matter, because to me, and I think this is probably true for most of us who have experienced this, the thing is about that connection to people that you're playing for and playing with. And that's just, that's an invaluable thing. And it's a pretty amazing experience. So, if nothing else, I was glad to have that. But just to be able to see that and that work in people and encouraging people, and obviously there's like a spiritual element to it, especially with these guys. There's just yeah, it was just amazing. I was happy to be a part, happy to know the folks who were there and volunteering, happy to be a small little footnote in the Carry the Cure organization that Bill runs. And like I said, hopefully I'll do more with it in the future. But yeah, if you got any questions or any things like that in the comment, any things you want to know about the trip or anything, let me know, and I will try my best to answer them in the comments. But just thought I'd tell you about it. Just thought I'd share my experience with you. Yeah, it was good. So thankful to have been a part, and I'll keep you guys updated. But again, check out Carry the Cure, check out Robby Cummings. I'll put links to both those things in the comments. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. Lessons coming. Promise I have some more of those coming soon. Yeah, I don't know which one's coming next, which ones I'll get around to doing, but I have quite a few in my brain in the pipeline. So click like, click subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss those when they come out. I'm supposed to say that in the beginning, and I'm just bad at it. the logistics. I'm a bad YouTuber. But anyways, I have also I've been selling some gear, and I've made some readjustments to some rig things that will probably be surprising to some of you. So videos about that coming up soon. Yeah, probably in a couple weeks. So anyways, have a great one. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.